Okay, so I literally just got in the car. I wanted to show you guys what I do. I keep hand sanitizer over here in my door. So, I sanitize my hands first before I take my mask off. And then I just pull from back here, guys, and take my mask off. And, look at my face. And that should keep you from ending up with all those bumps and all on your face from wearing a mask. The main thing is to make sure that you clean your hands before removing your mask would be my recommendation. As a person that has to, wear a mask the whole shift at work, as well as, who's worn N95s and masks just over the years. So it would be my advice to you is to clean your hands before you put your mask on. Take your mask off. So anyway, my phone's already dirty because I was filming in the store, so I'll clean my phone when I get home. I typically take like an antiseptic wipe or something and wipe my phone off, a disinfectant wipe, when I get home. So that's what I'm doing now, getting ready to go home, because that right there, I was in there for about, was I in there for 2 hours? I was in there a long time, a lot longer than what I thought. I spent $34 in there, and I guess I'll briefly show you what I got when I get home, but it was really just little stuff that I needed to pick up. It wasn't like anything dynamic. So just some things for my business, and just little things for the house, just to keep stocked up. Now, I don't think Dollar General cleans their I don't think they clean their carts. So I would definitely say places like that, as soon as you get home, just wash your hands, before you go touching your face or eating anything. Just make sure to wash your hands really good. But that's it. That's all I have. So I will just show you when I get to the house what things I picked up, and that will probably conclude this video. But thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I will see you later. Okay, so these are the items that I picked up from the dollar store. Just to recap, there's the fan, lighter, some aluminum foil, the Himalayan pink Himalayan coarse salt. This is that container, and I already took the flowers off of those stems and stuck them in there. I got this little brush. Told you I got that deodorant for my daughter because she will not wear natural deodorant, and she's getting ready to go to college, so I'm just trying to make sure she has enough deodorant. This is the hydrogen peroxide. I got 2 of those. Got 2 face masks. I got the lotus flower and the sunflower. I got 2 things of alcohol, a loofah sponge, 2 of the panty liners, 2 things of bows, some scouring pads, extra batteries, because I like to just have a lot of batteries. My husband hates this brand, but for backup I try to just buy whatever I can buy when I see them. And then I got this little felt cloth for work as well, and then the 4 things of toilet tissue. And that was all I picked up. Okay, so this is my aloe vera plant. Looking very pretty right now, growing nicely. And then this is the peace lily. It is steadily growing as well. I was having problems with this one, but it is coming back nicely. And then this one, I showed you, it's coming up nicely as well. I think I need to pull, no. And this kind of does its own thing. I don't really have to mess with it at all, but it looks really, really pretty there, as you can tell. It's growing nicely. Got all my junk behind there. Oh, just a sneak peek. That's when we took a helicopter ride years ago. Okay, back to the point at hand here. Okay, and then this one, it has been doing really, really good. It'll bloom, and then it'll die off, and then it'll bloom again. So right now, the old flowers are dying, and the new ones are starting to grow in. So it'll be pretty and red in the next day or two. But it's been doing well. I did get this sunflower as well, and I watered the plants this morning, so it's water everywhere. But this sunflower is doing really good too. I'm gonna put it in a bigger pot. But you can see down at the bottom I have some more growing or blooming. So it's doing pretty good. I got this just because I'd always wanted a sunflower. This is my squash, and I've put flour on them this morning because I noticed that I saw a few leaves look like something had gotten on my leaves, so I put flour on there, which is something my mom told me that's like a, I guess, old school remedy for bugs on your plants that's natural. So that's what that is, and you can see I have quite a bit of squash coming in. And these are my bell peppers. I showed these on my Instagram. But that's one there growing. And then we got one kind of hiding back in there. And then that is some onion chives. Now this is the one you probably cannot believe. This is the, remember this pot here? This is where I put the potatoes on the bottom, and right in the center are the tomatoes. So this is doing really good. It's kind of just went all over the place, but that's the potatoes and a tomato plant in the center. And that was just a kind of an experiment, but it seemed to work out okay. So that's what that is, and it looks pretty healthy. Oh, I forgot to show you my okra. This is my okra. I had to do the same thing to the okra. Let's see if I can get a better view. See, that's my okra coming up there. There's none blooming yet, but you can see it's really taking off there. No! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Okay, let me clean this mess up. And then this is our herb garden. There's the rosemary, the thyme. It's got some dill that's just not wanting to do right. I had to pull that, so it's slow to come back. Oh, we got English basil and I think sweet basil. So, and parsley. You can see the parsley right there. So that's our herb garden. I put flour on this as well this morning. But yep, so that is it this morning. Just wanted to show you guys. Just thought I'd show you guys some of my, these are getting burnt by the sun, but they come back every year. So yeah, just thought I'd show you a little bit of my little plants in my yard. Yep. So these are the seeds that I harvested for my strawberry plants. All right, so let's go plant these. So now I am placing my strawberry seeds in my container. And I'm only going to do a few of these on camera, and then I'm going to finish up off camera because it's hard to film and look at that. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll show you once I finish, and then we'll come back as they grow. So these are all of my seeds placed. I did have a couple in which I did not see seeds, and so I had to go back and take those out and get a different transplant to put in here. Now I'm just going to cover up with dirt. So this is our strawberries. We covered them with dirt, and I'm just going to water them, and then so you guys just stay tuned to see, you know, as far as updates on our strawberries. So that's the strawberries. And then right here, I wanted to go ahead and show you this because this is going to, you know, be coming along with the strawberries. So in this one I have 2 seeds. I'm not sure what 2 seeds are in here, what's going to develop, but I was incubating a lemon seed and a cherry seed. I have 2 seeds that I placed in here. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we'll see if something comes of this. So this will kind of follow the same story as the strawberry. So just be looking out for updates on these. Okay, so I forgot that I was supposed to be doing an update and I was getting ready to harvest these. Now this is the second time I've actually harvested off of my herbs. The first time I only got really was some rosemary because that was growing pretty fast. The basil, I ended up I just cut just so that it would start growing, and as you can tell, it just started growing like really nicely after I did that. So now it's like really growing too fast for me to keep up with now. So that's the English basil. The sweet basil, it's just now starting to grow back after me pruning it, because I pruned it all the way down because it looked like a bug or something had got on them. And so I treated them, did the little flower, sprinkling flour on the leaves, which you can still see some residue on some of them, and trimmed them down, and then now they're growing back nicely. So you just have to take care of them. But that's my sweet basil, and I'm not getting ready to harvest that right now. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. But I already harvested some here off my parsley. I just took some, see, I just harvested those. And the time I'm gonna just harvest these just because I need it to start growing more. Like, it is growing a little bit, but not quite as well as I would like it to. So I'm gonna kind of harvest some of this too. And then I showed another video. This is nothing started yet out of the strawberries or that tree, whichever is going to be a lemon or cherry. So that's that. This is my deal down in there. It's still going to come up, I'm sure, but we're still waiting on that. So that's the deal. And that's because I basically had to start over with the deal. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and prune these, and then I'll come back. Okay, I was trying to get it to focus. So anyway, that's the time I've already went through that. And then my English basil, I went through that. You can kind of see the stems left. And this is what I harvest off of them. There's the thyme. And there's my basil. So that's what I harvested off, and I just sat it there to take in the house. Okay, and let's look at the tomatoes. Okay, so this is the tomato and potato plant that's growing together. Like, so these long branches here that you see, those are the potatoes, because they grow up to, you just see the stalks come out for the potato. And see those big stalks right there? Those are the potatoes. And the potatoes are down inside of there. And then right up the middle here, you'll see are my tomatoes. And if we look down in there, we can see there's quite a few growing. We even have some babies coming there. So this is doing like absolutely amazing. And so what I had to do with the this tree here, or this pot, was, so we started out the potatoes on the bottom, right? And so and then I had a tomato tree right above it. So what happened was, as it begins to grow, as it begins to grow, you'll see like these little stalks here, these big stalks I told you that are the potatoes. You'll start see them poke through like this. Like they'll poke through like this. This is not one poking through. This one is on an actual tree here. But you'll see a little poke through. And when you see that, you want to cover it all the way up to about right there. And then you'll do it one more time. And then after that, you'll cover the top with something like hay or mulch or something, just to make sure the sun doesn't get to your potatoes, because you don't want them to turn green. So once you do that, and I had to raise this container just because I saw that they were poking through again and I didn't have enough space to add dirt. So the last poke through was right here, was just under this mulch, was my last poke through. No, I'm sorry, right above the mulch. So it probably was about right here and had stems. And so that's when I added the last layer of dirt in my mulch. And then that's as far as you need to go. And after that, you just let it grow up until, once these start, I think you develop a flower. And it's about to rain, guys, so I'm sorry about the lighting. But you'll develop, you can hear the thunder in the background, but you'll get a flower on the top of these. I thought some of them had gotten, well, this one I think you can see, where is it at? It's hard to look at you guys. It's hard to show you something and look too. So I think these maybe, this might be this is tomato. I'm sorry, that's a tomato plant. Guys, at some point you can't tell them apart. That's tomato mostly on that side. But on these, it's supposed to get little flowers on the top. And once this flowers, the flowers die, and then the plant's ready to pull. So basically, we're hoping it'll be after we get all of our harvest off tomatoes, then we'll pull the potatoes. So that's kind of what my plan is. But as you can tell, this was definitely for the first time, and I'm sorry about that dirt there. I had that next plant I'm going to show you tip over, and I just hadn't finished getting all the dirt up. But because I wanted to show you this before it started raining. But anyway, so that's it. That's our tomato and potato. Pretty neat, guys. Like, I'm really fascinated with this. Even my husband still gets fascinated about this one. So we're really excited to see, what happens with this one. Okay, and then the next one here is okra. And you can see our okra is doing pretty well. It tipped over, so you can see I just gotta set it. I'm gonna let the rain set it instead of me. I was gonna water it, but I don't need to now. And so that's that, and you can see where my leaves kind of gotten a little attacked by something, and that happens. And ants love my okra for some reason. Even when it was in the ground, I had a bunch of ants on them. So I don't know if that's natural for them. I'm sorry guys. Let me get away from this. That looks terrible. I'm going to sweep that dirt up real quick before it starts raining too. But something had got on my okra. Ants tend to stay on my okra. So you'll see flour on that quite a bit. But that's my okra. And it's looking like, you know, it won't be long. Right in there you can see it looks like it's going to start producing. And then right here is my other other tomato tree. This one doesn't look as good. I don't know what. I've tried everything. But this one was a hybrid, guys. This was a hybrid. I thought I was buying an organic tree. And for some reason, once I got it home, once I got it home and situated and everything, and I saw that it was a hybrid. So I'm not happy about that, but I couldn't take it back. So, well, I'll say I couldn't take it back by the time I realized it, because I think I had already watered it, or I don't know, but whatever. I didn't know that you could take it back. So anyway, this is here. So it's a hybrid. It's producing. See, there's quite a bit coming in there. It is producing, but yeah, it hadn't looked all that healthy like the entire time, and I'm not sure. It'll look healthy for a little bit and then it won't, so I don't know. But this one is an organic for sure, and it just has looked amazing the entire time. So yeah, so that's my tomato, my okra, and my other tomato. Now let's go look at the squash. Now I didn't want to show you this one because I had to put this one on the grass. As you can tell, squash goes crazy. I had forgot that squash goes crazy, and it did. So it's growing out of control. It looks like quite a few are trying to come, but I don't know what's gonna happen because this plant's just been doing what it's want to do, and I don't know what to do. But I'm like, when it was in the garden, I didn't really mess with it. So what I'm gonna do is go through and prune this, and then I'm gonna show it to you guys again after the pruning and it starts to look healthier, because it'll come back, and then I'll come back and show you guys what it looked like at that point. But right now it looks kind of bad, and this does too. I don't know what's gonna happen with this one, but I wanted to show you the truth about when you're gardening, how things can happen, but it is possible to save them. You just have to put in a little bit of work. But this, I had to pull off that pepper, which you'll see, because it looked like it was starting to turn colors, and I didn't want it to go to the bad. I just figured go ahead and pull the darn thing rather than allow that to happen. And so this is 2 trees of peppers. This one here is doing fine. It just hadn't produced one yet. It had a small, oh there it is. It had a small one growing, so it's still growing. See it? But this one had a big one that I just pulled off. I mean, it was pretty good size, and tree just wasn't strong enough to hold it. So my husband was like, well, that's because when you plant in the ground, they're gonna do better. Of course, I know, but I still don't like to see them do bad. So I'm gonna prune this squash, and I'll let you guys see it once I prune it, and then I'll show you the other plants. Okay, so I'm gonna let me finish this and then I'll come back and show you. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is what I did. I went through and just kind of staked these up, and I used like the skewers that you can use for like shish kebabs or whatever. So I just kind of staked it up, and we're gonna see if Mother Nature, can you see that, will allow this plant to mend itself, because sometimes they do. Like, I've seen that too. Sometimes they'll mend themselves, and it may grow crooked at that point, but it may still produce, because see, we have, it's like three peppers coming. So I hate for this 3, 4, oh goodness, it's about 5 peppers on this stem alone. So I just don't want to lose them. So I'm going to see if we can salvage them. I mean, we still have peppers coming up in here, but so that's our peppers. This one over here is fine. I did stake it just so that it'll continue to stay straight, and it's been doing good. But this one over here is the one that it was leaning, and so eventually it popped right there. But it's still attached. So that's that. And then this is the squash after I went through and pruned it. And I pruned it up on this table because I wasn't doing all that bending down. So that's the squash now, and it looks a lot better since I went through and pruned it. Oops, got one piece that I didn't get. 2 pieces. 3 pieces. Hold on. Okay, so I just went through and pruned those pieces, and what I did was all those ones that I pruned were ones that just weren't going to do anything. They're just there, basically. And so I wanted to just go ahead and prune them. It looks like one more I need to get. And let me see if I can do this one with you guys. I'm just going through and cutting them up there. Oops, not doing a good job holding the camera and scissors at the same time. So I'm just cutting off these things because I think they're just going to end up sucking nutrients from the plant. So I just went on and cut them. And this piece here fell off of this piece. And I just stuck it down in the dirt, guys. And we're gonna let it get some water. Hopefully from Mother Nature any moment now. And see if it just forms a little root. Sometimes it happens, guys. You'll be amazed at what happens. And it may save all of those squash. So that's what I'm trying to do now, is hopefully salvage those squash. But it's quite a few growing, so it's not like I'm gonna miss out on anything, but I want all my harvest. So anyway, that's what we're looking like now after it rains and the sun comes back out, probably tomorrow. Then I'll finish this video and give you guys a picture of them looking a little healthier, because right now they've been beaten down by the sun all day. I went through and trimmed that those onion chives too, just because I'm trying to get them to grow. But well, to grow better than that. They're not doing good. So anyway, they've been beat down by the sun all day, the sun, humidity. So I want to give them a chance to get some water. And I'm going to cut this leaf too. This one right there. Right there. You can't see it. That one right there. I'm going to cut that one off because that one's kind of yellow. So anytime you notice that your leaves are starting to get yellow, I don't know if you can see that at all, but see that when they start getting yellow like that, then they're just sucking nutrients from your plant, the healthy plants, healthy part of the plant. And if you don't cut those off, then what'll happen is it'll start killing the rest of your plant. So just make sure when you see yellow leaves that you cut those off as well. Yellow, brown leaves, you don't want it to get out of control. Sometimes if you just see like a little bit of brown on the tip, you can be okay. But once, like this leaf is pretty much, all this is yellow, whether you can see it or not, like it's a yellow border. So that's not going to come back. So I'm going to go ahead and clip that one too. But I'll show you real quick the stuff on the porch just to give you the other distressed look. And then, because all of them usually look distressed at this time of day after the sun has beat them down. They usually look pitiful and wilted like this. But once you water them and the sun comes out in the morning, oh, they are gorgeous. So we'll look at them again in the morning. But now I'm going to go around and show you the rest of the plants And I'm gonna get off of here. Okay. Okay, so these are the flowers that I told you they go through and they die out and come back. So that's what's happening now. They're transitioning. So that's those. This is my sunflower. And it has been doing well. It was having a hard time at first, but now it's doing beautifully. And I put it in a larger pot. And I just am now expecting it to go crazy. So that's this. This is my aloe vera plant. It is really growing. And if you can recall, I showed you this one when I first got it. But I just didn't show me repotting it because it was nothing dynamic. But that's the aloe vera plant. Here's the peace lily. As you can tell, it has grown up some more. And it has a few extra new leaves starting to come on. So, yep, it's doing much better now. That one does have a little tip of brown, but I'm not going to mess with it right now because the plant still looks healthy. So, we'll just figure out what it is that I need now. I might need to put some more water in here. So, we'll try that and see if that helps. Like I said, you are learning the entire time, guys. You have to do what your plant likes and don't do what it doesn't like. And then this is this one again. And this one just always looks pretty. It doesn't really do anything. But it is growing, as you can tell. Look down in there. So I will have to split it eventually. Hopefully it will wait until we move and then I can split it. This is what I've harvested thus far today. We got some basil, English basil, some thyme, parsley, and then this is the pepper that I harvest. See, a nice little sized pepper. But yeah, so that is what we harvested today. Good morning, guys. Right now I'm on my way down to Charlotte to run a few errands, and I just thought I would bring you guys along with me. I just stopped by Dunkin' Donut and picked up me some coffee. It's actually a caramel macchiato. That's what it's supposed to be anyway. They seem to be a little confused by the order, so let's hope we have the correct drink. But just in case, I did tell her to put me some some sugar in a bag, and I did get an order of hash browns. It's terrible. It is absolutely terrible, and I'm getting ready to get on the highway, so I don't really have a chance to fix it. Well, yes, can I just get a dozen of original, please?
dozen glaze, anything else for you?
I'm sorry?
A dozen glaze, anything else?
Oh, no, ma'am. That's all. Good, trying to figure it out. I'm like, wait a minute, it's another one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This shopping center is across from Concord Mills Mall, and it has like a Ross, Bye Bye Baby, TJ Maxx Home Goods, Floor and Decor, Ulta Beauty, a Total Wine, Pier 1, Petco. It has a lot of stuff over here. It's a pretty cool shopping center. And then you have the updated Krispy Kreme, Chick-fil-A, all those places as well. Panera Bread, a Jared. Oh, God. A Jared. Goodness, these folks driving crazy as hell over here. A Vitamin Shop. I think that's it. So that's what's right here in the shopping center that we're leaving out of. And straight ahead is Concord Mills, which they are revamping, I guess, the entries for the mall. So I'm not sure what it's going to look like once they're done, but that is Concord Mills, in case you were ever curious. Went years where I had coupons for buy a dozen, get a dozen, from where you participate in like fundraisers and stuff for Krispy Kreme. And so I would always end up with a bunch of those type of coupons. And I literally was using those coupons probably for about the last, because as much as you eat Krispy Kreme, I mean, because it's not, Krispy Kreme is not something I think that you are eat. Well, some people probably are, but I don't eat them on a regular basis. It's kind of like a once a month you might get the urge for a Krispy Kreme or something, if that often. And so I probably used those coupon cards. Like, I had one card, I'm not sure how many coupons it has on it, but I used that one card probably up until my children were all out of elementary school, maybe. And then I got a new one, and then I used that one up until probably a few months ago that I used the last coupon off of that card. So yeah, they're very, very, very handy to have. They come in handy. I mean, there's been plenty of times where, you know, we wanted donuts, and or I was taking donuts somewhere or what have you, and it's like, oh, we can do the buy one get one. So yeah, it comes in handy. Anywho, nothing going on right now. I'm not sure if you've seen my hair, because I hadn't really filmed since I did it, but I just did some braids going back and put some hair jewelry on it. It was my first time doing feed-in braids, and I watched, who did I watch? Miss Vaughn. I watched Miss Vaughn do hers, and that's how I learned how to do them. This was my first time. I didn't record myself doing them because, like I said, it was my first time, and I knew that I was not going